Why does everyone drift away from you? The light of the chosen reveals the truth. Have you ever felt like your presence is unsettling? As if your light is too intense to be endured by those around you? Sometimes people's distance seems inexplicable. You walk into a room, and without saying a word, you feel uneasy glances and unexpected silences. Did you do something wrong? No, the truth is much deeper than that. Your light, your energy, is like a mirror that reflects what many are not ready to see. The discomfort you trigger in others isn't about who you are, but about the impact you have on the world. Today we'll unravel the mystery behind this dynamic. I will show you why this distance can actually be a blessing on your spiritual journey, and how you can handle it with wisdom and strength. Now tell me, have you ever gone through something like this? Have you felt people drift away for no apparent reason? Write in the comments. I want to know how this message resonates with your journey. There is something special about you, a presence that doesn't go unnoticed, a radiance that shines even in silence. But this light, so natural to you, can be overwhelming to others. Perhaps you've noticed it. Some people pull away, vanish without explanation. Like a wind changing direction, they disappear, leaving you with questions and emptiness. Why? That's the word echoing in your mind. Did I say something wrong? Am I doing something inappropriate? The doubt stings because you don't understand their reaction. The distance feels like a silent judgment. But take a deep breath. The truth is not what you think. This phenomenon serves a greater purpose, something that transcends your current understanding. Your energy is a mirror, an invisible force that illuminates what many prefer to keep in the shadows. Your presence brings hidden truths, old wounds and masks people have learned to wear to protect themselves to the surface. And when you get close, these truths scream, too uncomfortable to ignore. So what happens? They flee. But flee from what? Not from you. They flee from the reflection you offer them. You silently awaken a confrontation between who they are and who they pretend to be. It's like looking into a mirror that reveals what has been hidden for years. Fears, insecurities, lies they tell themselves. And who is ready to see that without resistance? Very few. Your role runs deeper than you imagine. You carry a spiritual mission, a light given to you to guide and transform. But transformation hurts. Evolution demands leaving behind old habits and beliefs, and not everyone is ready for that process. Your presence, unintentionally, becomes a reminder that they need to change, grow, evolve. The truth is, the world feels comfortable in the shadows. There's a zone where everything seems stable, predictable. When someone like you arrives, carrying that undeniable light, the balance is disrupted. Your energy unsettles comfort, exposes what was hidden, and for many that is frightening. You are the spark that ignites a spiritual fire. So, don't see the distance as rejection. In truth, it's proof that you are fulfilling your purpose. Being chosen means being a point of light amid darkness. Not everyone is ready to walk by your side. And that's not your fault. Each person has their time, their journey. You are just the beginning of an awakening. Sometimes being light means walking alone. This path may feel lonely, but it is full of purpose. Remember that even the sun, in all its grandeur, is unbearable for unaccustomed eyes. Your mission is to shine, not to please everyone. Those who need you, those ready for the truth, will find their way to your presence. Maybe you think, but I didn't ask to be like this. And I understand. The responsibility of carrying this light is not easy. Being a catalyst for change requires strength and patience. But this mission was entrusted to you. You were chosen not to please, but to transform. Your presence is necessary, even if it is misunderstood by many. There is beauty in this mission, despite the challenges. Distance is often a form of protection. God removes from your path those who could distract or weaken you. It's as if the universe is clearing the ground for you to grow, free from interference. Trust this process. What seems like a loss is, in truth, a gift. So when someone drifts away, give thanks. Be grateful for the opportunity to move forward with more lightness, without unnecessary baggage. Your light is not for everyone, and that's okay. It will be a beacon for those who are ready to see. Those who leave now may one day return, transformed and prepared to walk alongside you. You are on the right path. The feeling of loneliness is just a sign that you are moving forward, growing, becoming closer to your essence. Stand firm, shine even brighter, because your light is needed in this world. Even if it causes discomfort, it is the signal of an awakening that is happening, slowly but inevitably. Imagine a dark room. For years, people have grown accustomed to the dimness. They walk carefully, avoid certain corners, learn to move without stumbling. Then you arrive, carrying a lit torch. Suddenly, everything is illuminated. Every detail, every imperfection, every hidden shadow. The light reveals what was concealed, but not everyone is ready to see. Many prefer darkness because it hides what they don't want to face. Light, on the other hand, brings clarity. It exposes cracks in the walls, wounds that were ignored, truths buried deep. Your presence is that torch. You don't force anyone to look, but by illuminating the room, you give them the opportunity to see. And the choice to see or to flee is not yours to make. Perhaps you've felt this in personal relationships, people who get close but soon drift away, without an apparent reason. They admire your light at first, drawn to the energy you carry. But as the closeness grows, they begin to see themselves in ways they didn't expect. Like a mirror, you reflect parts of them that were dormant. This doesn't mean you did something wrong. On the contrary, it's a sign that you're on the right path. The light you carry is unsettling because it challenges. It demands change, demands growth. And not everyone is ready for that. Growth is painful because it requires us to leave behind what's comfortable, but also what holds us captive. Think of a tree. As it grows, its roots break through the earth, creating space. Some stones, once firmly embedded in the soil, are dislodged. The presence of the roots forces them to move. You are like that tree. As you grow spiritually, your presence compels others to move, even against their will. And not everyone accepts this easily. Many cling to their limitations, like invisible chains that hold them back. When you appear, holding the key to their freedom, the reaction is fear. Because freedom is frightening too. It demands responsibility, demands letting go of the past. For some, holding onto the chains feels safer than risking the unknown. Now, the life of the chosen is like this. You walk against the current. While many prefer to go with the flow, you choose to be the change. Your presence challenges the status quo because you refuse to live according to masks or illusions. And when you are true, you inevitably unsettle those who still live in lies. But know that your mission is necessary. Think of a lighthouse. It doesn't dim its own light because it unsettles ships that aren't ready to sail. On the contrary, it keeps shining, firm and constant. Because the lighthouse doesn't exist to please. It exists to guide, and those who truly need it will find their way. Your energy is like a storm that arrives to purify. You stir stagnant waters, bring movement where there was stagnation, and resistance is natural. When something moves after being still for so long, discomfort is inevitable. But in the end, this movement brings renewal, even if it takes time to be understood. Yet, you are not alone. Many chosen go through this. The path of light is, by nature, initially a path of solitude, because not everyone is ready to walk this journey. But remember, being different is not a burden. It's a calling. God chose you for something greater, something beyond the understanding of those still awakening. When someone drifts away, see it as divine filtering. It is the universe clearing your path, removing what is not aligned with your purpose. It may feel painful, but it is a blessing in disguise. Because your mission requires focus, and those who are not ready would only bring distractions. So accept this distance with serenity. Light never loses its value because it unsettles the shadows. On the contrary, it proves its importance. Keep growing, keep shining, because your presence, though uncomfortable for some, is salvation for many others. You were chosen to be light, and the world needs you. When someone drifts away, the most common reaction is pain. It's hard to accept that your presence, your being, can be the reason for this distance. But the truth is, their distance isn't about rejection, it's about transformation. Your energy provokes movement, and not everyone is ready to leave where they are. Sometimes you become the mirror they fear to face. To think of the waters of a lake. When still, everything seems calm, but beneath the surface lies mud, dead leaves, and stagnation. Your presence is like a stone thrown into the water. It creates ripples, stirs the depths, brings what was hidden to the surface. This can be frightening because the illusion of calm is interrupted. But this agitation is necessary for renewal. You were chosen to illuminate paths, but illuminating doesn't mean forcing change. Each person has their time. Some need more silence, more shadows, before they're ready for light. So when they drift away, remember you did your part. The seed was planted. And when the time is right, it will bloom. Ask yourself, what do you prefer? The acceptance of many, or true impact in the lives of a few? Being a lighthouse is not easy. Lighthouses don't receive applause. They simply shine, fulfilling their purpose. And this purpose, Edu, is more valuable than any fleeting approval. Your impact may be invisible now, but it will be eternal. One practical way to deal with this distance is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing it as loss, see it as liberation. People who drift away free up space in your life for those who truly need to be by your side. Each departure is a hidden blessing, clearing the ground so you can flourish without obstacles. Practice detachment. Not everyone can accompany you on this journey, and that's okay. Evolution is an individual process. When you let go without resentment, something magical happens. Your light becomes even stronger, because by accepting the distance, you affirm your faith in the mission entrusted to you. You align with the divine purpose. When someone drifts away, take a deep breath and tell yourself, I'm on the right path. Use this moment to strengthen yourself. Dedicate time to your spirituality. Pray, meditate, and connect with your essence. The more aligned you are, the more prepared you'll be for those who need your light. Self-care is essential for this journey. It's important to remember, the distance of some does not mean eternal solitude. God places the right people in your path at the right moment. Those who have eyes to see your light, those who truly need you, will come. Your mission is not to please. Your mission is to attract hearts ready to awaken. Ask yourself, who are the people who remain by your side? Value them. They see your light as a gift, not a threat. Focus on strengthening these relationships because they are part of your purpose. Do not lament those who left. Celebrate those who stayed. Your light is too precious to be wasted. Do not carry the burden of trying to change others. That is not your role. Your job is to be light, not to force awakening. Each person has their journey. Some will be ready now. Others will take years. And some may never awaken. But this does not diminish the value of what you do. The world needs your truth, even if not everyone understands it. When you feel discouraged, remember the example of Jesus, of great sages and spiritual leaders. They too faced rejection, misunderstanding, and loneliness. But they did not give up, because they knew their mission was greater than any fleeting pain. The path of the chosen is difficult, but it is also rewarding. Finally, see this distancing as a test. It's the universe asking, are you ready to keep shining, even when no one is watching? And the answer must be yes, because you don't shine to be seen. You shine because that is your essence. And those who need your light will come at the right time, guided by your truth. The life of the chosen will never be ordinary. Your mission is unique, and your impact is profound, even if it's not visible right now. While many walk wide, comfortable roads, you tread a narrow path, full of challenges, but also full of purpose. Every separation, every silence, is part of this divine journey. When someone distances themselves, don't see it as a loss, but as liberation. God is preparing you for something greater. He removes from your life what no longer resonates with your energy, what could hinder your growth. Even pain, when understood, transforms into wisdom, and wisdom strengthens your light. Remember that light only disturbs those who live in darkness. It's not your fault. Your essence challenges what many try to hide. It's like a gust of wind dismantling castles made of sand. Don't blame yourself for that. You weren't created to fit in. You were created to transform. There are souls that are not yet ready to walk by your side, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, confident in your purpose. Those destined to walk with you will come. The spiritual journey feels lonely at first, but over time, it becomes a meeting with those who share the same truth. Your presence is not a problem, it is a solution. Your love, your empathy, and your truth are the greatest gifts you can offer the world. Even if some choose to walk away now, the seed you plant remains. At the right time, it will bloom. Trust the process, trust the mission. Think of the great spiritual leaders, the sages, and the prophets. None of them were fully understood at first. Their light was too strong for eyes accustomed to the shadows. They too faced loneliness, but never gave up. And because of that, their message echoes to this day. You are walking the same path. When you feel the weight of rejection, look within and find the strength that comes from God. Your mission is divine. You were chosen to be a lighthouse, a guide. Even if the world doesn't understand, heaven recognizes your importance. Stand firm. Light never loses its value, even when it is misunderstood. The beauty of your purpose lies in the silent transformation you provoke. While many resist, some awaken. They may never say thank you, may never acknowledge it, but your light touched them, and that alone makes everything worthwhile. You are the spark that ignites other fires. Remember that the loneliness of this path is temporary. The light you carry will attract those who need it, and when that happens, you will see that every distancing, every challenge, was simply preparation. Everything that happens has a greater purpose. Trust and keep moving forward. Don't let doubt extinguish your faith. You are strong, you are needed. The world needs more light, and you are one of the chosen to illuminate it. Your authenticity, your truth, is what makes you unique. Don't change who you are to please others. Shine brighter to inspire them. Accept distancing as part of the journey. It shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares your spirit. The solitude of today is the meeting of tomorrow. Those who walk away now may one day return, ready to see your light with new eyes. Until then, keep walking with courage and faith. Finally, know that you are not alone. Every chosen one carries a piece of the light the world needs. Your mission is important. Your journey is sacred. Keep shining, because those who need you will come. And when they arrive, they will find in you a firm and constant lighthouse guiding them toward the truth. We've reached the end of this reflection. And I want you to take something profound to heart. The distancing of people is not the end, but a new beginning. When someone walks away, it is the universe making room for new connections, new opportunities. You carry a light that many do not yet understand, but that light is necessary. Stay firm in your purpose, because those who need you will arrive at the right time. Remember, being chosen means having a greater mission. Not everyone will be ready to understand, and that's okay. Your light will disturb, but it will also inspire. One day, the seeds you planted will bloom, and those who walked away may return, transformed. You are on the right path. Never doubt the value of your journey. If this message touched you, don't keep this reflection to yourself. Share this video with someone who also needs to hear it. Write in the comments how you felt while listening. And tell me, have you experienced something like this? How do you deal with people walking away? Your experience can help others understand their own journeys. And of course, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Together, we form a community of light, hope, and purpose. My dear friends, thank you so much for your company in this video. May your journey be guided by wisdom, patience, and divine light. We'll meet again in the next video, and until then, remember, you are a lighthouse. Keep shining. See you soon.